To kickstart our rolling coverage, we put the spotlight on Mapule Motsapi. She is the founder and owner of Gelenti Events, which aims to help young entrepreneurs and young women in business. And we also have Sanele Khoza, Communications Director of the Zodwa Khoza Foundation. A very warm welcome to you, ladies, and thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Well, Khoza, let me start with you. Looking at Women's Month kicking off, we have different events coming up. I want to find out, with your event, what's so different about it? How will it empower women in South Africa?
Well, thank you for your question, Leseho. We've reached a point, the Mother Circle High Tea is happening for the second year running now. And we've reached a point in society where it's become an in thing to be a standalone woman who now we've been cultured to believe that, you know, everyone is our competition, when that's not even that's not right. So what we aim to do with this event is to show the collaborative culture that exists and how it works for all of us. You know, Mama Sophie de Bruyn, Mama Winnie have shown us with their walk to the Union Buildings on the 9th of August that there's power in numbers and there's power in the collective, especially with women. And this month has just proven to us that we need to work together. And having this group of women who form part of the Mother Circle that's been brought together by the Zodwa Khoza Foundation is aiming to just bring together women who have the same vision and who want to empower one another and who believe that the collective is stronger, because as women we're already on the back foot. So we have to work together to strive for greater things, and we have to be the change that we want to be and stop criticizing and wanting to be armchair activists, you know, and actually going out and being the change. And I can attribute that to our chairperson of the foundation. So, yeah.
And Mapule, with your event coming up, I think yours is on the 9th. Yes. And looking at some of these events, how does yours stand out?
Well, mine stands out because it's actually a platform. It's a networking platform that we've created for young women in business. Now, this is a network created on Facebook where on a daily basis women can engage and share experiences, what they go through, what they achieve. And this event is just putting all these women in one room and actually conversing and actually talking about these things in person. So with us, what we're doing this year is we're focusing on finance, because that is something very personal to me as well, because sometimes I don't know how to manage my money as well. So we're calling it the Cost versus Investment Luncheon, where we are going to learn how to make, use, and grow money. So for us, it's a financial class, a workshop for our businesses.
And looking at businesses, most of the time we know that it's dominated by men when we look at those sectors, and it's very difficult for women to actually say that, listen, I'm a businesswoman, you know, we're not taken seriously. But when you converse, I understand that you're saying that it takes place mostly on social media platforms. How do you make sure that women do not say that, okay, that's enough, let us carry on? How do you make sure that we carry on having these conversations around business?
Well, the only thing that we can achieve that is if we maintain togetherness, and that's what we promote. If we can build a society amongst women where we support each other, we will not feel males at all. And we shouldn't even be intimidated by them, because some of them actually support us. So there is no intimidation, and times have changed. They have.
And looking at times have changed, I see your hashtag is #suits and heels.
Oh yes, darling.
Oh, okay, tell us more about that hashtag.
If we're going to talk about money, we need to look the part.
Okay, so you decided to say #suits and heels.
Yes.
And how has that been going on social media?
Oh, very well, very well. We actually canvassing women that actually making moves. We posted Basetsana, we posted Beyonce, we posted Lerato Kganyago recently, and we're getting a lot of responses. We're just showing women we can still have fun in suits, and they can be colorful, they can be short, they can be sexy, they can be formal.
Sanele, are we celebrating women enough?
That is a tough question to answer because we're not even celebrating ourselves as much as we deserve it, you know. There was actually a topic of discussion in 2016 where they had said that there was going to be talks about how the governments of different African countries are going to economically liberate women, or we're going to be taken seriously for a change, you know. And they said that that vision is for 2063. Can you ask me how old I'm going to be in 2063? You understand? So I think the time is now for us to start celebrating ourselves as women and also celebrating one another, because we're trying too hard to emulate the masculine or to emulate the male figure, and we're not even supposed to be trying to be like that. We're nurturers, we're providers, we carry homes, we carry lives, we carry children, those kinds of things. And there's so much to celebrate in the women, and I feel like we're not doing it enough. I think there's the hype that comes around every August, and then it dies down, and we go back to our regular lives, and we go back to competition, and you know, it's just not, it's not feasible, it's not sustainable to do that, because like I referred to earlier, the collective is more powerful than when you stand alone, when you try to beat the other or try to fight one another. We need to, like Mapule said, we need to stand together and support one another, you know, and yeah, I think we need to start celebrating one another more.
Mapule, how do you keep the fire burning instead of just celebrating women, as Sanele said, only in August? How do we keep it going?
I keep women who inspire me around me. I think that's worked a lot for me. The more I keep women who inspire me, the more I keep pushing. So anytime it gets tough, I look at a Latile Tlhapane, a Smakaleng Meketsi, a Lerato Mokopong. There's so many, there is so many women that inspire me and look up to, and women who are driven. You have your Baradi, Muletani. I am surrounded by such powerful women. I cannot give up. I'll have the thought, but the action, it's really hard for me.
So we could say at this point, looking at the events that you both have been pushing so far, women are speaking in one voice?
Yes.
For sure. And I think it's actually about time, you know. We need to stop having different conversations. We need to fix the small issues all together and work our way slowly towards sitting at peace tables, being part of the public service and that kind of thing, because we're getting dominated, and it's with the small things. Because when we talk about the small things, I mean sanitary pads that keep us out of school, the lack thereof, and you know, we need to, and the thing that we're doing, relying on private sector to do that, is not feasible enough. You know, we need to all come together. We need to all be talking about this and continuing with this one voice and making sure that our voices are heard.
Yes.
And this voice that we speak on needs to be consistent and constant, so that we're forced to be reckoned with. Because if some of us are fighting the fight of economic freedom, some of us are fighting the fight of being women in the workplace, that kind of thing, we're not going to solve the problem together. We need to solve each problem as a collective, and hopefully then we'll be noticed and things will change, and hopefully the 2063 deadline will be moved closer, and generations that come after us will see that it's not only just about one or the individual, it's about all of us together.
And Sanele, women marched, was it on Wednesday? It seemed as if most people were saying that women had different marches, because it seems as if some were on their own and not together as women. Most people have been saying that we're not speaking in one voice. Looking at how those marches went on, what would you say about the march that took place?
I'd say that it was driven by a lot of emotion. It was great emotion, because a lot of these things, for a country or for a movement to move forward, you need to address the hurts and the pains from the past. So I think a lot of the marches were driven by the emotion and the emotional effect of gender-based violence. And a lot of people know somebody or have been affected by this horrible, horrible state. And I think it was just a lot of people having different conversations, because different people are at different places in their journeys. So I think it's well justified. It's just that we need to also start having, like I said, one conversation. And like you saying, we need to speak in one voice, you know. And in order for us to get through those issues and stuff like that, we need to start loving ourselves, because you can only pour from a full cup, you know. And once we start doing that, then we can help the next person. We can get through it together, get through those issues one another, and help each other get through each of our issues, and then help the rest of the collective move forward and be in one collective and move forward together.
And Mapule, looking at the conversations that businesswomen have, let me put it like that, what are some of the challenges that you're trying to make sure that they can be quickly addressed for women in business?
For women in business. I think first of all, support and access to information. I think that's mostly what women in business lack. And we need to leave this precedent that we're not afforded opportunities. There are so many entities, so many companies, so many organizations that want to work with us. So I just think access to information, that is it. We just need to go out, get it, or find it. That's it.
And with your event, apart from looking mostly on social media, because I think you're pushing more on social media, where else have you tapped in?
We've tapped into Facebook and TV.
Finally TV.
Finally TV. You must understand, this is the second year running.
Okay.
Last year was pretty small, and I hadn't envisioned it to grow this much. But going forward, it will be an annual event so it will be of easy access to everyone on every platform.
And this time around, looking at your guest speakers that will be coming through, tell us more about that.
Oh, we have the amazing CEO from Gauteng Enterprise Perpela, Miss Leah Manenje. We have Portia Mageta, who's the small business manager from Nedbank, and we have Lebu Kumalo. She has just started a Val Bank. This girl just started a bank.
Oh, wow.
Can I say it again? She just started a bank.
Okay. And how is
and then we have
startup
Startup Grind Val actually also joining us.
Okay.
So.
And so far, since you're in contact with her in terms of getting support with people knowing about this bank, how is that going?
It's amazing. Like I said, I'm also in awe. And I figure a lot of people who are going to be there are also going to be in awe. So it's going to be a very, very exciting event.
That's great. And Sanele, I just want to get more on your event.
Yeah.
What will people expect from this one?
So this year, every year we have a different theme. This year is Unleashing the Warrior Within. I think she's speaking on the hard skills, we're speaking on the softer skills. So we're talking about Unleashing the Warrior Within because of all that we have been through as a gender. We need to know that each and every one of us has that warrior, and it's up to you to unleash that warrior. And a lot of experiences, you understand, when a superhero is born, they're born out of a trauma. So that warrior within you will not present itself unless there's something that has forced you to unleash it. So we've got guest speakers who we've observed and we've seen that have come out and have been warriors that have to have been unleashed at some point. So that's what's great about our guest lineup. We have Farrah Fortune, who is actually doing the My Fearless Next, and she's also just been nominated for a prestigious award. We've got Bishop Maponga. So we've also invited some men who are comfortable around strong women. So we don't really invite the culture of being intimidated or whatever. If you're strong enough as a man, you'll be really strong around strong women as well, you know, and be you'll be content and in your masculinity. We've also got Jackie Pamotse, who's written The Blessers Game. We've got a whole bunch of other ones, and our chairperson, Ms. Sono Nokoza, is also going to be speaking. She's been a warrior in many instances. She's walked boardrooms, back rooms, forward rooms, front rooms, back door, front door. So, you know, it's just bringing up that culture of having to unleash a warrior, and you know everything that has to happen before you are that warrior and you're able to share your story.
Ladies, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you so
in
much,
studio.
so much for
Lizelle.
having us.
Thank
All
you.
right, and I had two guests with me here on our show. We had the founder and owner of Yolenti Events. She is Mapule Motsapi, and she aims to help young entrepreneurs and young women in business. And we also had Sanele Koza, Communications Director of the Zodwa Koza Foundation. And we know that it is, of course, Women's Month, so we will be giving you more on Women's Month here on Africa Tonight. But right now, we'll take a short break. We'll be back with more news and updates. Stay tuned.